Robleski Productions.
Oh, yeah.
I am so very sorry, but the video that you wanted to watch has been compromised. Thank you.
Hey, who are you? And what are you doing in my video?
Let's just say I'm a powerful man who can make a lot of things happen. And you don't want to step in my way, do you? Now, I have to leave. So, if you'll excuse me.
Well, that guy is certainly charming. I hope we don't see him for the rest of the video. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm Luke Robleski, and today we will be diving into the threats and terrors that cyber terrorism can have on our military, the government, and most importantly, the common American citizen. Alright, so question time. How would you feel if I showed you this picture? Yeah. Doesn't it make you feel angry? Doesn't it make you feel frustrated? Doesn't it make you want to tear out your hair and say darn or shucks or whatever you use to express your anger? Well, this is an effect that cyber terrorism can have on a common American citizen. It's definitely not a good one, causing severe damage to your computer, not just for that point in time, but for the foreseeable future. And not only is it gaining a face and name with the community of people here, of common American citizens, it's getting a lot more press attention. The media is doing a great job of conveying the message of cyber terrorism to us. Whenever I wake up in the morning, it seems like there's a new threat of terrorism that's invading not just America. It's happening in Europe, it happens in Asia, happens in South America. It happens all over the place, and the media is doing a great job of covering it. One of the most famous recent examples of cyber terrorism in our country were the threats issued from North Korea about the movie The Interview. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then let me give you a brief explanation. Sony, which is the multi-million-dollar company that made PlayStation, wanted to make a movie about killing Kim Jong-un. However, it was not an action movie, it wasn't an adventure movie, it wasn't a historical movie, it was a comedy. It was a comedy that involved James Franco and Seth Rogen, two people who I can never see being in a serious type of movie with criminals. Oh wait. Okay, well, forgetting about future James Franco films. The purpose of the movie was not to send a threat to North Korea about killing Kim Jong-un. That wasn't the point at all. The point was to give us Americans a scenario in which killing Kim Jong-un, or a plot to kill Kim Jong-un, goes wrong. Now, I can't speak for everyone that's listening right now, but quite honestly, I wouldn't have wanted to go see that movie when it was first announced, before the cyber threats, because it just didn't seem that interesting of a movie to me. It didn't seem like something that I was interested in, and it didn't seem like something that I would have taken seriously as an action movie. However, I did end up seeing it, but not because I was interested in the movie itself. I was interested about if the hype was real, and by the hype I mean, were the threats against Sony justified? Were they coming from a right place? Did the scenarios in which Kim Jong-un went through in order to get killed, were they terrible? Were they bad in any way? And honestly, I can't say my opinion because it might influence yours. So if you are interested, go see it yourself. I definitely recommend it. It was very funny and that's what it was intended for, and I think it served well. Now back to the topic of common American citizens getting hacked. One of the ways that cyber terrorists can attack common American citizens is through the use of pop-up ads, and those are the graphics that you see on sites where, for instance, it'll say, "Congratulations, you're the 1 millionth visitor," or "Congratulations, you've been chosen to buy an iPad for free." Those things like that, they're never real. They're always ways for cyber terrorists to attack your computer. What they do is they basically download a file which acts as a virus that can affect your computer in some way, which...
You have no idea what I can do to someone.
Which usually...
I can blow up their computer!
Which turns into detrimental damage to your computer going on into the future. Now let's forget about you for just a second. Let's talk about what keeps America stable. What keeps us elite ahead of other countries. Our government. Our government is one of the most solid governments there are in the world. And the fact that someone could take over our government in a couple decades with just a simple click on their iPhone 20 is really scary. Remember how I said that cyber terrorists can affect Americans through the use of viruses and bugs, and they spread them through the use of pop-ups? Well, they can affect the military and the government in the same way. Except the threat that it holds on the government and the military is a little bit less due to the fact that their computers are more advanced, they have more trained professionals handling their systems, but the potential for a virus to slip through the cracks of the CIA is definitely very likely, and it could happen. Now, since we're getting to the end of the video, you guys should only have one real question left. What can a common American like me do to stop cyber terrorism? What can I do to make sure that these attacks don't happen to me? Well, there are two main things that you can do to stop cyber terrorist attacks. The first thing that you can do is download programs that can clean or manage your computer periodically so that it can clean viruses or bugs that the computer knows doesn't belong. One program that I use is CCleaner, which is free and it can clean your computer and it works really well. So that is definitely something that you can do to help stop cyber terror on your computer. The second thing that you can do to avoid cyber terrorism is just to be a little bit more aware. If something doesn't look real, if something doesn't seem legitimate, then don't download it. It's probably not. And you're the best judge of that. Well, I've run out of time. I hope you guys learned as much as I did when I was researching this project. I hope you learned that the threat of cyber terrorism is real and it's definitely can happen to you. I'm Luke Robleski, and just remember that because of cyber terrorism, the invisible threats are always more dangerous than the tangible ones.